Hello, and welcome back to the Cinevva tutorial series. My name is Frank Landry, and today I'm going to be showing you how to customize objects in your scenes to add more variety and interactivity. If you followed our last two videos, you'll already have some objects in your scenes, so let's go ahead and click on them. In that upper bar, you'll see a few options: Settings, Mechanics, Appearance, and Simplify. We'll leave Simplify alone for this tutorial series. It's a feature in development, so once that's finished, we'll cover how to use it. Other than that, let's go through these options one by one. Click on Settings and you'll see a bunch of boxes for position, rotation, and scale. As you might imagine, these are the values that we were changing whenever we used the movement tools last episode. Try it yourself. Go back to the movement tools and manipulate the object a bit, then see how the values and settings change. Anyway, this tab can be used to manually set where your object is, what angle it's at, and how big it is, if you want to be precise. You can also check this box down here once you're satisfied, which lets you save these values as a preset. I'll save our island here, and then move it right over here, and then watch what happens when I click this button. Ta-da! The object will remember and return to the preset. Now, let's skip on to Appearance, because Mechanics is by far the most complex of our coverage today. This tab breaks down the textures and model of the object into its many colorful components and materials. To explain simply, every object in the game is a 3D model, which is made up of much simpler shapes and often several different materials. The materials are a specific color and texture, and are attached to parts of a model. They tell the leaves here to look green and leafy, and the ground here to look brown and rocky. You can change qualities of these materials like color, emissivity, transparency, metalness, etc., or apply some pre-made textures in the library. Now, at last, onto Mechanics. We'll uncheck Active Mechanics only, and this will show us a bunch of mechanics you can add to any given object. Audio, as you might imagine, gives an object the ability to play sound, with customization options of course, and you can set up the audio that an object will play later in scenarios. Click to Move is our first movement option. When you click on a point in the scene, your object will move towards wherever you clicked, which is great for making point-and-click games. With most of these mechanics, as you'll see, clicking settings will allow you to customize it a lot, such as here, where you can choose the speed at which you walk, at which you turn, where the ground is, and which objects are obstacles to your character. Inventory lets you pick up and add designated items to your inventory. Either a character can have items, or you can turn on inventory and designate an object as an item, which will let them be added to other characters' inventories. Dialogue is another mechanic that will be touched on more in scenarios, but here you can create a display name for your object, as well as its text color. Physics makes an object have more weight in the world. Two objects with physics will collide and push away each other, gravity and friction can apply, and it has a distinct physical shape. Animations and animation states go hand in hand. You can upload FBX files provided you have a rigged character model and animations, then set when select animations will trigger. Clickable is another feature in development, so we can skip that for now. Finally, you've got your last two movement options, which are very similar. WASD changes you from click-to-walk movement to WASD controls. You can set your walking, running, and jumping speeds in here. WASD to move along camera is an experimental module that adds different camera controls to the usual WASD set. Now that you've seen the options, let's put them to the test. I'm going to drag our character Hunter from Arcadia Library. Let's take a look at Hunter and his mechanics. As you can see, Hunter here can emit audio, hold items, and talk. He's got pre-made animations to show him walking around, which he can do via click to walk. Let's just change to play mode real quick, and look at that! Look at him go. You'll notice that when we haven't clicked on anything, actually there are some more tabs here at the top. Effects add some cool visual filters to give your scene unique vibes, and Extensions allows you to write custom bits of code to apply to your scene. Camera is pretty great. You can change a lot of the settings like pitch and yaw, but more importantly, you can designate a target for the camera to follow, and set specific camera angles in advance for the scene to focus on. Lastly, let's go back to edit mode real quick, turn off click to walk, and let's click WASD. Back to play mode, and you'll see that Hunter is still walking, but now controlled directly by the keyboard. He is walking a bit slow, so let's go to our settings and make him a bit faster. And with a push of the button, he's jetting around. We have a bit more to cover in the next two videos, but hopefully, with these mechanics, you can do a lot more with the objects you've been placing in your scene. Next time, we'll finally get into scenarios, which act as the events of your scene. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.